more easily analyze data, develop algorithms, create models and applications, but also perform real-time simulation and testing, or clean and prepare time series data, or any type of data processing and analysis from research to deployment in your application. As a scientist or engineer, you face daily opportunities to get more value from your data. So how can you improve your results? Heather Gorr, she's the Senior Product Marketing Manager at MathWorks, and she's here to share many new developments and educational opportunities for scientists and for engineers. Welcome, Heather.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here.
Yeah, you're welcome, and it's great to have you on the show today. So MATLAB Expo is, I think, the event for scientists and for engineers, and you are one of the keynote speakers. Can you tell us what new developments you will be sharing during MATLAB Expo?
Yeah, sure. There's a great theme throughout the whole conference of a lot of data exploration and sort of that initial exploratory development process. Of course, a lot of AI and machine learning, and then the integration of MATLAB and Simulink into different platforms, cloud devices, that kind of thing. And that's also the theme of the main What's New keynote, starring yours truly. So we see three themes where it's really about exploring data quickly, getting your designs up and running. And so we'll show apps like the Data Cleaner app, live editor tasks for grouping data, doing these kinds of calculations where you need to iterate back and forth quickly. And then you kind of advance quickly through MATLAB, where you're suddenly needing to do testing and working with these kinds of design advancements and AI types of things. So we'll talk about some of those highlights and even the requirements toolbox to help with testing. And then, of course, a big theme that you'll see throughout the conference, too, is integrating. Whether you're sharing your results, in an app or a report, or especially deploying, I mentioned about cloud. You'll see some Docker improvements, different cloud improvements throughout our talk and throughout the conference. So that pretty much sums it up, I think.
And you talk about integration. We have, for example, Python, we have TensorFlow. They are very popular open source languages and frameworks for machine learning and AI. How can open source users benefit from these new MATLAB developments?
Yeah, that's a great question. I'm glad you asked. And I think, especially from MathWorks, this has been part of our DNA, the open source for many years. The community has been around since the 80s. There was MATLAB Central before GitHub even. So there's a lot of community development around, MATLAB Python integration and other things you'll see in the world like Apache Arrow and Kafka. There's a lot of development from MathWorks around that. And then, of course, you'll see in the conference quite a few talks from different kinds of people. We have someone doing Python for MATLAB development, showing how you can kind of get the best of both worlds. And he's actually an author of a book called Python for MATLAB development with a lot of industry experience. And then, of course, like you mentioned, one of the most popular ways is to use MATLAB for all of the kind of adjacent things for AI, really understanding your data, doing that data prep, data cleaning, and then using whatever the latest and greatest PyTorch, TensorFlow thing is. So there's going to be a great talk on advice for different ways that you can import and integrate those deep learning models super easily, like import PyTorch, and then when to use what, since we have the full language integrations, there's advice on, when you might want to do one versus the other. And of course, a hands-on workshop hosted by yours truly. So this is going to give everybody a chance to really get their hands dirty and try out these things. So you'll be able to use MATLAB in MATLAB Online, just calling different Python libraries. And then we'll show, kind of the same thing around, like you asked in the beginning, what are the benefits of MATLAB for Python users? We'll also show that using apps and using a lot of the exciting things about MATLAB, just being able to hit a button and train, 40 machine learning models with one click. We'll talk about a lot of that kind of stuff, taking advantage of both.
Great series of sessions and events. So I'm really looking forward to virtually attending MATLAB Expo. But do you have a favorite session that every scientist or engineer should attend?
I really think, aside from the workshops, I also just workshops in general. For me, the conferences, especially virtual conferences, it's hard to, sometimes I'll just kind of tune out and drink my coffee or whatever. But these are really hands-on. You're following along. There's, all sorts of different skill sets like object-oriented programming, how to do AI for everyone, continuous integration, stuff that you might be interested in, and then stuff that's more fun like AI and IoT to turn your phone into a fitness tracker. But I should also say very practically, the time series data cleaning talk, that's really important. Also, there's no PowerPoint and there's no slides. It's all full demo. I'm co-hosting that one. So it's going to be a great one for engineers and scientists, especially dealing with, how to smooth your data, dealing with outliers, synchronizing to get the same time and resampling your data. So that's going to be a really great one.
Really fantastic. I'm really looking forward to it and to all these new machine learning capabilities, all this new analysis that you provide. And looking forward to your keynote, of course, all on May 17th and 18th at MATLAB Expo. And for the audience, thank you for watching, and we're looking forward to seeing you next time.
Thank you.
You're welcome.